Now, I got to this piece and I was like, this is a dead bird. Okay, you know, like I'm not going to pretend it's a dead bird. Pike Powers, dead bird study, oil ink on copper. You know, I'm like, how could we not talk about this? Right? It's just like, all right, so I'm blown away by that. This is a white-chinned sparrow, she thinks, by the way. And it's oil and ink on copper. And by the way, Pike is a retired arts administrator. And she's been doing art her whole life. RISD, Yale for sculpture, teaches watercolors. Busy, busy woman. She has a US studio in Providence, right?
No, I have a studio in North Kingston.
Oh, in North Kingston. Where'd I get that from? I wonder how many mistakes I make. Anyway, she's trained as a glass artist.
Yes.
Yes, so much is going on, but she has a very interesting appreciation of nature. So many of us have an appreciation of nature, but the thing I love about her is that she finds that our appreciation is from a distance. It's not like a connected personal opinion or way of showing appreciation for nature. This, it's just so cool. I just want to get to this part about that. So she found a copper gutter on the streets of Manhattan when she lived there, and she liked it. All right, she liked it because she liked it as a material because it could bend, right? And it was like, you know, makes you think, right? So she's like, you know, why can't I paint on something that's valuable? You know, why does it have to be a piece of paper? And she decided to use it as a material instead of a canvas. So this is all you'll see when you look closely, copper that's bent. And she had all these frame, you know, these canvases of copper made. And she likes the whole concept of what she can and she can't control on this copper. Because, you know, it beads up and it does all these weird things. And, you know, she just likes that. She also likes birds and paints birds and draws birds realistically and all that, but she likes to collect dead birds. And she likes to memorialize them. Think about that. How many times have you seen a dead bird and what do? You're just like, you know, like that, but it's a bird. It was alive a few minutes ago. So what do? And so she has this appreciation, this emotional compassion, right? And sympathy for this bird, and I get it. It's an emotional connection that she creates with nature. And it's very firsthand. She's a little cynical about nature shows sometimes. Okay? I understand that because we don't partake. We are from a distance, like, oh, how beautiful that scene is. Of course it is. It's great. It's just a different way of viewing it. You know, it's a different way of viewing it. So there's a positive energy to acknowledge the fact that things die. That's what she said to me on the phone. We're on the threshold of a lot of species being eliminated and forgotten about. So, you know, as artists, it's our job to do something or say something or, you know, portray that to people who never thought about it in a million years. All the landscape artists do think about things like this, but they don't show it. And that's why I was so attracted to this. I knew something was going on that I wanted to know about by her submitting this piece and putting it in the show. So she's had creative parents, and the interest in the environment, just so many things are going on with her, I really couldn't stop writing. But why not paint on something valuable too? That is really cool. Do you have any questions for Pike since she's here about this whole thing? This whole thing.
I could add something.
Yes.
Which person is Pike? Oh, Pike. Did you realize that painting on copper has a long tradition in European art?
Yeah, few types and things. I looked at it afterwards. I wanted to do too is that to use a paint that and scratch and treat it kind of like an etching. But I also wanted the copper, beautiful warm copper color to show through, and when you
So
walk
that's
by,
what
you see some of
You
that.
see the copper come through, right? It's
Yeah.
red copper color on top, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're getting into the weeds though, I did a copper painting myself and I read up about it and I prepared it with gesso. So that I lost the copper there, the paint won't absorb. and
Right.
So it remains wet and your strokes will, you can do so much more with such a wet, non-absorbent surface. But once you put the gesso on, you're back to where you are with the canvas.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And
I'm
Richard,
just curious, besides copper, have you worked on other unusual surfaces?
Yeah, I worked on zinc, stainless steel doesn't work, aluminum, but aluminum kind of oxidizes very quickly.
yes.
And I have this real affinity to copper, the color of it.
So that's
Mom's a redhead and I'm housed out, but I just like the color, the warmth of it.
It won't oxidize as well?
This, say what?
Will the copper oxidize?
Yes. And I wanted it to not be so static. I like the fact that copper protects itself with the patina. And eventually this patina gets dark brown. And I like the transformative aspect of the painting talking back to me. It's kind of, that's why I use the oil, and it's like going back with the ink and go back and forth a little bit. So it's
yeah.
not like a real common, but also I like to work very fast. So I don't go and get my perfectionist nature in the way.
so Pike collects these dead birds in like little Tupperware containers. Isn't that awesome? What do you do with them after you kind of painted them? Or what do you do with them?
I put them in the freezer, and then I take, when they're hard, I skin them and take out the body.
Right, like taxidermy.
The legs, like for taxidermy.
Yeah,
And then I stuff it with paper or cotton or something
And does it
like that.
last?
Yeah,
And does the colors of it last?
yeah, the colors
That's
do last.
insane. Love that. That's great.
So that's why they're kind of like tilted.
Rock it up there.
So a perfect example of anything goes. What is your interest? What do you want to tell everybody about? What do you want to share with people? It's all that's what artists do.